tell us your name, your position here, and what you're doing?
My name is Leanne Sarko. I work for Grand State Park. I'm the interpretive ranger, and this is the Hermit Crab Survival Project. I started it in the beginning of June, and basically in our back beach area at the park, it's the last wild beach on Grand Isle, we've had a lot of oil sitting there for the past 4 months. And we go out there and collect oiled hermit crabs. We bring them back here to the center, we clean them, and then we relocate them to a place that's not impacted, hasn't been impacted by the oil spill.
How are you cleaning them?
We take them and we clean their outer shells with a Castile soap, organic soap, and then we try and get all the oil off of it. We kind of have to clean them a couple of times, and then if they have oil on the inside of their shell, we use a solution, 1 to 10 solution of the same soap and water, and use a Q-tip and clean the inside of their shell. And then we put them on an oil absorbent material that they can crawl around on, and it pulls the oil off their legs. And then we keep them overnight and see how they do, 24 to 72 hours, and then relocate them.
Have you had some die on you after cleaning?
Yeah, the heavily oiled crabs, we don't see, we see a higher mortality rate the next day. And then we usually keep those for a couple more days to see how they do. And then we relocate them.
And what are you doing with the dead ones?
We're saving their shells for our other crabs who have very heavily oiled shells to be able to move into. They switch shells, so.
But unlike the birds and the dolphins and such, do you have to turn them in to BP and NOAA for necropsies or anything like that?
No, not the dead hermit crabs. We don't. But the birds, if we see oiled birds on our beaches, we do call in to wildlife and fisheries.
Okay.
To report them. Yeah.
What made you get started? What was your influence?
Well, all of the programming that I created for the park for the spring and summer got canceled because our lagoons were closed and our beaches were closed, and school groups weren't coming out here, you know. So I didn't really have much to do at all, and with the oil spill, I felt kind of like, you know, helpless and kind of depressed because the natural environment that I was so excited about teaching the kids about was contaminated. So when I went back to this back beach area and saw all these hermit crabs, hundreds of hermit crabs dead on the shoreline, I thought, well, who's saving the hermit crabs, you know? Can I at least do that? So I called Wildlife and Fisheries and asked them if I was able to do a project like this, and they said, yeah, go ahead, try it out, see how it goes.
Has there been any, like, the sand crabs affected by it?
Yeah, we have seen blue crabs with oiled shells, and we do have a lot of fiddlers and those crabs in the area, but they have been very hard to catch, and a lot of my volunteers have gotten pinched. So the hermit crabs are a lot safer.
Had you had an influx of people wanting to help you and other volunteers?
Yeah, about a month ago, we had a lot of volunteers coming. I've worked with about 150 volunteers, so trying to get the word out that there's still oil on our beaches and there's still hermit crabs needing to be cleaned and moved, so hopefully we'll get even more volunteers to come out.
So now that it's September 1st and everything's been capped, you've seen a large decrease in activity?
Yeah, we had our cleanup crews on our beaches have been cut by about 70%. And a lot of people who used to come out here to see what was going on or to help out and volunteer, and seeing a lot less people coming out with, I guess, thinking that the oil is gone, but it's not. It's still here. So
it's still out on the beaches today?
Yes, and it's still coming up on our beaches in the form of small tar balls, and we still have oil sunken in underneath the sand and on our sandbars during low tide. There's about 30 meters wide and 50 meters long area where all of our sandbars have about 6 inches of oil from mid-May still sitting there.
And BP's aware of this oil? And
yes, they are.
Have cleanup efforts been scheduled?
They just started about, let's say, in August. They started cleaning up that area, but it's been slow and kind of superficial, and they actually stopped cleaning up about 2 weeks ago because of the access to the road back there. The road has been cut up so much that during high tide it gets flooded, so they have to get a permit from the Corps of Engineers in order to access that road.
So it's not something the public can easily access?
No, it's not. It's a private beach.
Okay.
It's the last wild beach, and it's a bird sanctuary.
So you need special permission to go out there?
Right.
Have you noticed in the last few months, like fewer birds coming out reported by your staff, or are numbers of anything washed up on the beach or anything?
We've seen a lot less birds. Period. There's a lot fewer pelicans, a lot fewer plovers, gulls, terns. And we still, every once in a while, have oiled birds being reported. So.
And what's the name of your project?
It's the Hermit Crab Survival Project.
Is there do you have a website or blog?
I'm on Facebook. Okay. I have a group on Facebook. So if you look up Hermit Crab Survival Project, you can join there.
Okay. Thank you.